that they weaken the ANC from inside. From Polokwane, they weakened the ANC.
Inhloko yepholi ku-ANC Sibongile Besana uchaze emengameli waphambilini Jacob Zuma nalo ebekangumabhalane jikelele we-ANC esimahashule njengalabo labamavukela mbuso labenele inhlangano yabangile khasako.
We offered him 3 million as long as he's going to make sure that he's implicating the right people.
Umphenyi ecaleni lekubulawa kwaSenzo Meyi uyakuphika ukuthi wadama kufumbathisa umsolo wesibili Bongani Ntanzi imali long-3 million wemarandi ngenhloso yekubheca laba labanye basolwa ngelicala.
Our first goal was passing the group stages. Even we were not in an easy group with Tunisia and with Mali.
Man finds himself in quite some space.
Umqeqeshi webafana bafana Hugo Bruce uthi ujabulile kubona licembu lakhe lidlulela kumkhumula jezi we-AFCON libanjelwe Ivory Coast.
Lose as a third place team. Would only get a
Ishonile wena kunena sikamngele Tindzaba teSiswati lesikwethu ladona la ku SABC ungakhohlwa wembuleli ukuthi letindzaba tiyatfolakala ku YouTube, ku X na ku Facebook. Ungatifuna ngokuthi SABC Tindzaba.
Chumana na SABC News. Sishayele ngetindzaba letishisako. Tindzaba nje. Kusiluma indlebe tanobanga ngitipi tingingathi nikhungetse ngumphakathi. Sishayele ku 011 714 6133 noma usithumele email ku news@sabc.co.za. iSABC News live lakho itimele ayithathi hlangothi.
Inhloko yepholi ku-ANC Sibongile Besana uchaze emengameli waphambilini Jacob Zuma nalo lebangumabhalane jikelele we-ANC esimahashule njengamavukela mbuso lendele inhlangano yabangile khasako. Kulembela sondvo sigungule setulu ku-ANC siyobuka kabandi lidzaba lwaZuma kulandzela ukuthi athi utawusekela umkhonto wesizwe kulolu khetfo lolutako. Kanzi mabhakalane we-ANC KwaZulu Natal Bheki Mtolo uthi Zuma utkhethele yena ngekwakhe kuthi angasabi ilunga lalenhlangano ye-ANC.
Sigungu lesetulu se-ANC lembela sondvo siyokhipha sincumo ngelikusasa lalona beyangumengameli walenhlangano Jacob Zuma lokubeka baleni ukuthi yena sewusekela inhlangano ye-MK. Lo inhloko emengameli kulenhlangano Sibongile Besana uthi Zuma namahashule bahole bevele bafuna kubona lenhlangano ifa. Lesigungu lesetulu siyohlangana ukuthi sinike umhlahlandlela emagala alenhlangano ukuthi kumele ente njani ngaloludzaba lwaZuma kanye nalenhlangano yakhe ngaphambi kwalolu khetho lolutako.
It is because they have made sure that they weaken the ANC from inside. From Polokwane, they weakened the ANC. We were working with them, and Comrade Tio is correct. Little did we realize that they are weakening the ANC.
Besana ukhuluma emagameni e-ANC KwaZulu Natal lapho asola khona Zuma ngokuhlasela lenhlangano ngemva kokuyishiya ikhansa ngamadolo ngesikhathi sembuso wakhe.
So that when this moment comes, where they can leave the ANC empty, then they must be able to have an onslaught. It is an anti-ANC tendency, but it is not only an anti-ANC tendency, it is counter-revolution.
Lembela sondvo lengcile i-ANC KwaZulu Natal beyihlangana ibambe inkulumiswano kuso sonke lesifundza lapho beyitshela khona emalunga ayo ukuthi Zuma sewuyishiyile lenhlangano ngawo-ke kufuthi athathwe njengemholi wenhlangano lephikisako.
We have made all the means, but we could not make means of a man who is gone. He has gone, is behind us now. We are opening a new chapter.
Baholi balenhlangano kuvelonke sebatshele baholi balenhlangano ukuthi bangaloku banaka ludzaba lwaZuma lokuhamba kulenhlangano kumbe kumcosha njengoba lokho kutawenda Zuma ukuthi athole kusekelwa lokungahle kube nemthelo omubi kulenhlangano lebusako.
Mengameli we-Action SA Herman Mashaba uthi bugebengu sebudlange kakhulu eNelson Mandela Bay eMpumalanga Kapa kanti abusala uleki. Mashaba bekahambelele yanzawo ke ubuka tikolo letikulumasipala kanti wende libide lokuthi emagali amaphoyisa lakhethekile athunyelwe kwazakhele.
Lo mphakathi uhlala usevalweni ngaso sonke isikhathi. Isikolo sasemabanga laphakeme kwazakhele high school igcekezwe amahlandla evikini linye ngenyanga yelweti nyakenye. Bafundi nabafundisi kulesikolo abendalibito lokuthi amaphoyisa wabonakala ngemnyende emagcinzelweni nalesikolo.
Siyacela i-intervention yamapolisa mawasincedise because asoze sikwazi uyilwa sedwa lento ngaphandle kwamapolisa.
I-Action SA ithi tindlela ezihlukene tikhathatha umphakathi kule ndzawo letfaka ekhansi kuswelakala kwemisebenzi lengalingani kuholela ekutheni kwenze ubugebengu kulo masipala.
We must have specialized units. When we have cases like this, we must have specialized units. Where we, as a country, as you are aware today, we are the murder capital of the world. 80 people are being murdered in our country.
Kusenjalo eKapa i-Action SA ibambe umshuco ngaphandle kweParliament ibhikishela tichibelo temthethosivivinyo wetemfundo lesisekelo. Lokuthi njengoba sekusonzela umnqamlo ejuqu kuphawula ngalokubhaliwe ngawo lo mthethosivivinyo. Lo mnqamlo ejuqu ngalesithathu evikelelako. I-Action SA ithi lo mthethosivivinyo uniketa amandla amaningi indvuna bese wemuka emandla imitimba lengamele tikolwa.
The power given to the minister to determine who can be on a school governing body, we would like that taken away. We would also like to see the interference with regards to homeschooling. We want that amended because honestly, homeschooling is sometimes the best option for parents, and that should lie in the hands of the parents who know what the best interests are usually for their children.
Lecembu lithi kulokunye likhathetheke ngawo ukuthi lo mthethosivivinyo uthatha amandla ekubeka imigomo yelwimi letasetshenziswa etikolweni kusuka emitimbeni lengamele tikolwa aye etikweni letemfundo lesisekelo.
Umholi we-EFF Julius Malema wende libido kumavela kungabathi e-Afrika kuthi anonophise imvutfuko. Malema ucele bantfu labasha ukuthi badlale enzima ekwenteni i-Afrika ibe ngilengcono. Lo mholi we-EFF beyakhuluma nebantfu labasha eGhana.
Intsha yaseGhana ihlangene ekholishi yabodokotela e-Accra kutawuthamela inkhulumo yasopolitiki nalo lemalungelo ebantfu bakungabathi e-Afrika Julius Malema. Malema uncuse lensha ukuthi bukane ngcone baholi bayo labenta inkhohlakalo.
Political freedom that Kwame Nkrumah achieved and generations after him achieved is meaningless without economic freedom. You can vote until you are purple. As long as there is no bread on the table, that vote is meaningless.
Malema uphinze wagcizelela kubaluleka kwekubambana kuleli vekati Afrika. Ukhuluma nje iGhana neNingizimu Afrika bayelikhethweni lomnyaka losetulu.
We must create a solid foundation for one Africa because one Africa is a threat to Europe and America. Africa with one president, Africa with one currency, Africa with one military command, Africa with one parliament.
Lensha ivakalise imibono leyehlukene ngale nkhulumo yaMalema.
We have 56 heads of state, but when we are invited to UN and the Security Council, we don't have even a single voice. So it's high time Africa must have a unified force who will be cheering up and pushing the Africa agenda. So one Africa has to be established.
Our minds have been programmed to believe, to make us believe we are different. And as long as we do not dismantle those imaginary and mental barriers, it's going to be very difficult for us to see ourselves as one.
Lo mcimbi bewukathe uhlelo licembi iArise Ghana.
Umphenyi ecaleni lekubulawa kwaSenzo Meyiwa uyakuphika ukuthi wadama kufumbathisa umsolo wesibili Bongani Ntanzi imali lengu-3 million wemarandi ngenhloso yekubheca labalabanye basolwa ngalelicala. Brigadier Bongani Gininda uticitsile letinsolo wasola Ntanzi ngekucambemanga.
Bongani Ntanzi uthi Brigadier Bongani Gininda wamfumbathisa imali lengu-3 million wemarandi mhla tinge-21 ngenyanga yenhlaba nga-2020. Lokhu kusolwa ukuthi kwendeke ngemva kwemalanga lamabili aceda kuvuma lelicala kwekucala.
We offered him 3 million as long as he's going to make sure that he's implicating the right people.
Gininda uphinze wakuphika ukuthi kukhona basolwa labashaywa nekuthi wafakela Ntanzi incinzetelo yokuthi asayine emaphepha bekathi uyalivuma lelicala.
You were driving a white BMW. You sat on the edge of the back of the motor vehicle of that BMW, and you took out some document wherein you told him that he must sign here, otherwise they'll proceed with what they were doing.
That's not true, my lord. Subsequent to the Sergeant Mohane leaving East Rand, he went to Moroka. From Moroka, the EVL shows, my lord, in that afternoon that he drove towards Pretoria, taking, I think it's the N4 to the Northwest Province.
noma Gininda samile ukuthi Ntanzi bekaneba mmeli ngalesikhathi avuma lelicala kwesibili Ntanzi uyakuphika lokho.
The only document he signed was a document shown to him in Jamestown around industrial area. That's where he was compelled because he was beaten there to sign the document.
I don't know how the instructions were given, but what I know on the 23rd, he accused two stood up and said, "This is my attorney."
Bameli bebasolwa bafuna imininingwane lecoshiwe leveta umsolwana akavela kwecala enkantolo kute kwati kutfola ukuthi Ntanzi wamcosha yini kumji yakho njengemmeli wakhe kuthethwa kwaleli cala kuyachubeka.
Kuletinye nasibeti itolo inqubomgomo yetangaphandle kuleli tawuphinze ibe ndzabamlonyeni ngesikhathi inkantolo yetebulungiswa yemave emhlaba i-ICJ ikhipha isijubo sayo mayelana nelicala iNingizimu Afrika lelivulelele Israel. Asikwamukele mbukele esigabeni sesibili setindzaba teSiswati SABC kusekhona nawusanza ngena hlala nathi. Inqubomgomo yetangaphandle kuleli tawuphinze ibe ndzabamlonyeni ngesikhathi inkantolo yetebulungiswa yemave emhlaba i-ICJ ikhipha isijubo sayo mayelana nelicala iNingizimu Afrika lelivulelele Israel. Lelive lithi lehlulekile kuhlala ligoce tandla libukele lembi ichubeka.
The community failed Rwanda and must always leave us with a sense of bitter regret and abiding sorrow.
Lona bekamabhalana jikelele wamhlahlangene Kofi Annan wahamba emhlabeni athi sola ngengangeneleli ngalokwanele kulokubulawa ngesibhuku esive sematutsi eRwanda. Umhlahlangene wasolwa kakhulu ngekungendi lokwanele kucetha lembi yangekhathi leyandlula imiphefumulo yebantu ababalelwa ngetulu kwesigidzi. Kwasolwa kakhulu betindzaba ukuthi baba nesandla kuphephetsekisa lolu dlamene kukhetha luhlangothi. INingizimu Afrika beyilungisela kubamba lukhetho lokucala lwensandvo yeliningi nakucala lembi kanti inhlangano lebusawo yatiswa ngayo.
The United Nations has asked us to be involved in the situation in Rwanda. They have not asked us to intervene militarily.
INingizimu Afrika ithi angeke ithule ibukele kubulawe bantfu eGaza. Lokuthi ngambe ukuthi umkhandlu wamhlahlangene lobukete kuphepha uhlule kuphuma nesisombululo esitawuqinisekisa ubekwa phansi kwetikhali.
Once again calling for a ceasefire, and we're now saying that there needs to be follow-up by those international agencies that are supposed to ensure that there's a rule of law, there's order in the world.
Bameli balamavela amabili sibamele kuva ukuthi ngabe lenkantolo itawuvuna liphi live.
Under the Genocide Convention, nothing justifies genocidal acts currently being committed by Israel. Self-defense is no answer to genocide. Nothing can ever justify genocide. There is no balancing exercise as Israel has sought to suggest. The prohibition is absolute.
Israel iyaqhubeka nokuhlasela eGaza.
Imayini emalahle ithungela ibambisene nelitiko letemfundo eMpumalanga yethule ngalokusemthethweni luhlelo lwetemfundo eMiddleburg eMpumalanga. Ngalolu hlelo kuhloswe ukuthuthukisa izinga lekuthi bafunzi bathole imfundo lefanako emabangeni laphasi kusukela ku grade R kuya ku grade 4 nanekusibothishela betikolo letahlukene bathole kwesekelwa.
Budlelwane bekwenta kufundza nekufundzisa ukuthi kube lula. Kube nelucwaningo kuhlola tingcinamba letibukene nebafunzi etikolweni letehlukene. Kutakwetfulwa luhlelo lolutawubita 160 million wemarandi enkangala naseHertsibande. Tingemashumi lamane nesihlanu tikolwa letitawuhlomula kulomklamo.
In some of them, what we need to do is to invest in books, in teaching resources, but in some others, we actually need to ensure that they've got the right educators in place. In the others, really, it's just about making sure that you've got the right infrastructure. It might be classes, whatever is required.
Litiko letemfundvo kulesifundza lithembise kusebentisa lolu hlelo ngendlela lekahle.
We are going to make sure that there are stringent systems and to make sure that the money is utilized for what it is supposed to.
Tikolo letehlukene kulendzawo tilemukele lolu hlelo.
We are experiencing challenges in our schools. Our pipeline systems are not working. We've got burglaries at our schools. And if we can work together with the community and bringing the company together with in the community and speak, because most of our parents really, they do appreciate what we do at our schools.
Lolu hlelo lutawuthatha iminyaka lesihlanu.
Bekulinzeleke ukuthi letinye isikole tikakwati kufundzisa nekufundza esifundeni sakaZulu Natal kulandzela ukuthi kube nemvula lenemandla lekhukhule emabloho la etikolweni. Insatheli ye-SABC noNhlakanipho Magwaza ivakashele letinzawo yabuya nalombiko lolandzelako.
Isimo sibi la emandla lathi la igugule khona amabloho amahlanu ngenxa yemvula enamandla ezenzeka ngomhla ka13 kuJanuary. Abazali bayaphoqeleka ukuthi bayihambise izingane ekseni ukuze bayigade ukuthi zingamuki nomfula. Babuye bahambe bayoyilinda uma sesophuma isikole ukuze baphinde futhi bayiwelise emfuleni ngoba izingane kuyaphoqeleka ukuthi ziwele imfula emibili ukuze sifike esikoleni emandla lathi. Sizosikhulumeke nabo ke abazali labesihlangane nabo sizwe kubona ukuthi isimo sikanjani la endaweni yangasemakubo.
Kahle into esinenkinga nayo iyayo kule ndawo sidilikelwe ama-bridge la kufanele izingane zethu ihambe khona ukuze zikwazi ukuthi ziyofinyelela esikoleni. Ngalowo ndlela kufike imvula ezidiliza ama-bridge, izingane zavaleleka zangakwazi ukuthi zihambe ziye kofunda ngesonto edluli la kade kuvulwa khona izikole. Ezethi izingane zize zaqala izolo ukuthi zikwazi ukuthi ziye esikoleni. Sishiya yonke into esiyenzayo ekseni sihambe siphelezele izingane zethu sihambise siyise esikoleni mandla lathi. Siphoqeleke ukuthi siphinde emumva ukuze nasekhaya kuze kube khona ukwazi ukuthi kuqhubeke emakhaya sikala isikhathi. Siphinde futhi ngezikhathi zasemini sihambe siyohlangabeza izingane ukuze senze sure ukuthi izingane zethu iphephile sibuye nazo size nazo emakhaya.
Sinabantwana abancane nabafunda grade R abakufanele bafukulwe mabehamba la emanzini. Kunano kuyenzeka futhi kucaca ukuthi kuhamba nabantu abanqanyulwe imilenze la abahluleka ukuhamba funa baxhagwe bafukulwe la emanzini. Siyacela kakhulu kuhulumeni akazwelane nathi asize asilekelele asilungisele lama-bridge ngoba lamanzi makuwukuthi iyaphinda iyanetha lemvula zizomuka kwazona izingane kanye nothisha.
Sikubutile ke mbukeli ukuthi ingabe unalo yini lwadinge ukuthi abantu bakulelile abahlala kulamanye emave bayakwati ukuvota lapho bakhona njengoba kulembela sonto batawube babhalisela ukuvota.
Bakwazi ukuvota abantu abangekho lapha abakumazwe angaphesheya kodwa ke lonto leyo ishiyana namazwe amanye amazwe awakwazi uyenza lonto leyo into ba abantu beli xa bekulo ndawo bakwazi ufumana uvota kodwa ke abanye abathile ulonyulo oludlulileyo bakwazile ukuvota abanye abayimi bomzansi Afrika
bayavota la ngakithi ngomazi mana ngabe imoto ivota selokusho bona sibaleni ilungelo lonke lelikelele losibangavota ngabakulamanyema.
Mna andinalo ulwazi lwabantu bangaphandle ababavote kweli lizwe kuba ndagqibela kusithiwa abanalo ilungelo lokuvota ngoku ndiyothuka xa bakwazi ukubhalisa.
Siyacela nabakithi kubo bonke bafowethu labasemaveni angaphandle ababuye batovota la ekhaya batovakalisa luvo lwabo nabo.
Bayakwazi ukuthi bavote futhi bagunyaziwe ngenxa yokuthi kunenhlelo uhulumeni ozenzile ukuthi bakwazi ukuthi babhalise baphinde bavote kuzo zonke izindawo la khona izindlu zamanxusa akuleli.
Ngithi yebo lwadingana ngokuthi kulabantu abahlala kulamanye emave njengoba kubhalisela ukuvota abayileti khungu lapho khona kubhaliselwe khona ukuvota bakhona ukuthi babhalise.
Umbona wembukeli SABC ngeke etfese ukuphendulela ngawo. Kanzike imakethe tetimali irandi lenyukile nalicathaniswa netimali takulamanye emave. kwezemidlalo ke umqeqeshi weBafana Bafana Hugo Bruce uthi ujabulile kubona leli qembu lakhe lindlulela kumkhumula jezi weAfcon libanjelwe Ivory Coast. Lo mqeqeshi ke lo ekudalwa eBelgium uthi yonke lemidlalo lemithathu labayidlalile beyimadima kanzi ubonga abadlali bakhe labakhombisile ukuthi bakulungele ukubukana nanobe ngabe ngiyiphi imidlalo. iBafana Bafana idlale ngekulingana ngelicanza itolo neTunisia kanzi leli qembu litawuthola netulu neMorocco ngelesibili evikini lelitako ngensimbi yelishumi ebusuku ngesikhathi sakuleli. Asesithumele ke esithumele imbombela sive ukuthi Sipho Motha usiphathele tipi kule tiphuma embiteni yalo ngensimbi yesithupha. Sipho asikwamukele.
Ambonge Dora lishonile mbukeli ekhasi kuTindzaba umbukeli langadlinzela ehlelo letiphuma embiteni kulikwala FM sihlalo weANC kulesifundza seMpumalanga Mandla Ndlovu uhlonipheke loyo abelunga leANC eParliament Violet Siwela enkonzweni yesikhumbuzo lebeyibanjwe namuhla naliphamchaze khona njengemuntu abesebenza ngekhandla kanzilithi imfundo kulesifundza seMpumalanga libambisene naletinye ke tetimine lusha ke lwetemfundo letawuhlomisa tikolo letinyenti yemlaleli kuleti naletinye ke tindzaba lethamba embili kuleli nasemhlabeni wonke jikelele longadlinzela ehlelo letiphuma embiteni kulikwala FM nyalo ke nzambama emkhasini kwensimbi yesithupha nesikhombisa ngetulwa lokho mlaleli sineshisekelo ekuva ukuthi uthini umbono wakho mayelana nehlelo kanjalo netindzaba ke lesiyakubikela ngathi ehlelweni sithumulele ke iWhatsApp voice note lengengci ku 30 seconds kuna inombolo lethi 065 637 9958 065 637 9958 angibonge Dora.
Asibonge Motha tingako ke mbukeli talamuhla siphinde sihlangane futhi ngalesibili khona la ngesikhathi lesifanako sikhona ngesimo selitulu ngemva kwetolo nanobandile dikhona ngesindebele kusasa.
Lengiphinze nginamukele kunasi isimo selitulu babukela emakhaya sanibonana sibuka namhla kusihlwa sibona ngathi kena amatfola amahle emvula labonakala lapha endlane live kuyafika khona lapha eMpumalanga Kapa babukela emakhaya ngagcina sayafika khona ku 30% leti ngidinza umoya ugijima ufika khona ku 20 km ngeli hour kanti babukela emakhaya lengini lakusasa siyabona sibabele selenjawo lamoto wemvula kakhulu khona la egcina sayafika khona esifundeni sefle esikhulu notonke ngagcina sayafika khona ku 30% leti ngidinza kanti ke 60% lapha esifundeni salapha ngitinkungu lecanga thona live yofika khona endlane live babule emakhaya umoya nakhona silobele silenjalo ufika khona ku 20 km ngeli awabule emakhaya singena khona kufuthumala kwelive la eGauteng eJohannesburg itawucala khona lapha ku 70 Nyule khona ku 30 Carltonville hlede ku 31 kanti ke nePitoli cala ku 19 uhledi khona lapha ku 31 sinyukela khona lapha esifundeni salapha eLimpopo Museni hledi khona ku 30 khona cala ku 7 Nyule ku 26 kanti Mokopane hledi khona ku 33 phela ahledi khona ku 32 lapha esifundeni salapha eMpumalanga esikukuza liyashisa hledi khona lapha ku 30 lapha eMbombela cala khona ku 16 Nyule ku 27 kanye neCaroline Emelo hledi khona lapha ku 26 eMkhondo nakhona hledi ku 26 kanzenza wenye lapha eUlundi hledi khona ku 31 lapha eKZN Pitekeni hledi khona ku 29 kanti eKroonstad cala ku 13 Nyule khona lapha ku 30 lapha eMpumalanga Kapa eMthatha hledi khona ku 36 lapha enzaweni eCredo hledi khona ku 38 kuMani hledi ku 34 kanti uIlomo hledi lapha ku 30 babukela emakhaya sehlela endance lapha esifundeni lapha eNtshonalanga Kapa siyabona ukuthi kena lapha eMpumalanga Kapa hledi khona ku 38 kanti ke ngathi ngibuka ngathi ngilokole ngiphathana buka lokuhle edihlweni dlanzi lako nisaleni kahle.